In this video, I want to give you the ultimate guide to balling and shot calling. Over the last few years, I've made tons and tons of money. I mean, a lot of money, millions, multiple millions. However, I didn't have to neglect my relationship. I didn't have to neglect my family, and I didn't have to neglect my health. I was able to win in all areas of life while accomplishing big goals over the last few years. And I will show you how to do it too in a presentation I like to call the ultimate guide to balling and shot calling. Now, check this out. Life is a lot simpler than you think. People try to confuse you. It's super simple, and I want to break it all down. There's 4 quadrants of life. You got money. Obviously, you got to make money. You got to get the bread. You know what I'm saying? The way it works here on Earth, planet Earth, unless you live in the fucking rainforest or you live off the grid, food, water, and shelter costs money. So you got to have money to survive. Then health. Obviously, you got to be in great health. Your body is where you live, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your body malfunctions, it's going to fuck up everything. If you fuck up your health, your whole life is fucked up, right? Or your life ends. You're out the game. Not only you got to stay healthy, you got to stay as healthy as possible, because the healthier you are, the more energy you have, the more money you can make, the more you can improve your life. Next quadrant would be relationships, sexual relationships. You can't out-discipline biology. You're going to have sex with somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's my sex partner. They're my girlfriend, and that's her ass. You got to have friends and family. That's me demonstrating how to fuck somebody up on my best friend, white boy Brian. He still works with me. You got to kick the legs when you put him in the headlock. Otherwise, they flip you. So boom, he didn't know that was coming. We're friends, so it's okay. I had mercy on him. That's why he didn't fall asleep after that. That's how you choke a white man out. I was demonstrating that. But those are the 4 quadrants of life: money, health, sexual relationships, and family and friends. Now, here's the thing. Most of this fucking self-help advice is bullshit. I'm telling you, a lot of shit I hear on the internet, a lot of the entrepreneur bros, man, a lot of shit they're saying is straight up bullshit. For example, the bullshit they spew includes, but is not limited to, dopamine detox. Fucking bullshit, bro. You don't need to do that shit. You don't need to do that. I'm not saying it can't be beneficial, but it's not the shit that really moves the needle. No fap. These motherfucking geeks will tell you, man, all you gotta do is not masturbate and your life will be perfect or it's gonna improve your life. Fucking bullshit, man. I made millions of dollars masturbating multiple times a day, man. Straight up and down, you know? Make your bed. You know, these motherfuckers tell you make your bed. I promise you, I've not made my bed in at least 3 years. Of that, I assured you. I ain't cleaned shit in this house. I just hired a bunch of motherfucking immigrants to come clean this shit twice a week. And it's not a diss, you know, that's me supporting the immigrant community, man. I'm an immigrant here from Iran. You know, say I love immigrants, you know what I'm saying? Hardworking people, man. Right? Affirmations. Motherfucking nerds talking to themselves in the mirror, man. That shit ain't gonna make you no money. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? You can't bullshit yourself. None of this shit is important. Ayahuasca retreats, that's the new shit the gringos is doing, man. This shit is bullshit. None of this shit's gonna work. None of this shit is real. This is basically fucking bro astrology. When I hear people, the guys talking about this shit, it's exactly the same to me as when I hear some motherfucking hoe talking about the rocks she collected or the crystals or motherfucking asking me what time of day I was born. It's the same shit, because none of that shit really moves the needle. Life is way simpler than this. This just complicates life. None of this shit works. And the reason people do this shit, so this is the homie Adam G. He teaches at Northwestern in Chicago and at Columbia School of Business. The less control people have over their lives, the more likely they are to try to gain control through mental gymnastics. So you just make shit up. Oh man, you feel like your life is chaotic. Oh man, if I could just stop jacking off, then you feel like you have some control. You don't have to do that shit. Check it out. This is how you really succeed in life. You got to find out the leading indicators and the lagging indicators. So what do I mean? So a lagging indicator is an accomplishment. An accomplishment is basically a lagging indicator. For example, if you see somebody with a trophy, all it did is show that this motherfucker practiced this game for a long time. If you see somebody who's super in shape, basically you can just tell that this person monitored their diet and their workouts consistently for a long period of time. It wasn't an accident. The actions that lead to accomplishments are called leading indicators. We're going to explain that more. Leading indicators will show you what's going to happen in the future. If you track and watch the leading indicators, you can actually predict the future. And lagging indicators, it just shows you what happened in the past. Let me give you an example. Let's say somebody wants to get in amazing shape like this guy. Let's say they want to be in phenomenal shape like this fella here. What would be the leading indicators? If you see this person tracking their macros and their calories every day meticulously. They track how many calories they burn each day, the caloric expenditure. They get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight every day. 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Burns more calories than they consume each day. You can just look at this and you know that this person is going to be in great shape. If they're not already, they will be soon. Guaranteed. And guess what? It wouldn't matter if that person made their bed or not. It wouldn't matter if this motherfucker did affirmations or not. It wouldn't matter if this motherfucking did no fap or not. It wouldn't matter what this motherfucker's horoscope said, where the stars were, any of that shit. How do I know that? Because this is what I do when I look like this, and I didn't make my bed once. You get what I'm saying? I'm masturbating all my whole life. For as long as I remember. All that no fap shit is bullshit. You can still accomplish your goals, irrespective if you do all the other shit, because this is the stuff that really matters as it pertains to this goal. None of the other shit matters, especially that horoscope shit. It doesn't matter where the stars are this month. It doesn't matter where the moon is this month. I wish a star would try to stop me. I'll fuck a star up. Fuck that shit. None of that shit matters. All that matters is you know the leading indicators and then you track them and you hit them. That's the key. This is how you accomplish any goal. You find out what the leading indicators are, track them meticulously, and make adjustments based off the results. All that other bullshit doesn't matter. This is what matters. Finding what the leading indicators are, tracking them, and making adjustments based on the results. Everything is just math. It's way simpler than you think. Everything is just math. Let's go through each of these quadrants one by one. So let's start with money. With my sales team, we do a lot of tracking. So I track how much they sleep, the meditation. I have them track their mood because I know if this shit goes down, they're going to start fucking up with their sales because sales is a mental game. I make them track their macros, if they take their supplements, they work out, because if their body is fucked up, their sales going to be fucked up. But then we track the performance of the calls too. So I track how many calls are booked, how many can get completed each month. The no-show rate, that's a little higher than I would like. How many people who show up to calls get offers, because not everybody gets offered, but we try to track how many. Then the close rate. So this right here is the close rate of people they talk to. So this month, my sales team was closing 59% of the people they talk to. That's super high. That's not normal. But, most sales teams aren't doing what I'm doing. Out of all the calls booked total, they closed, but that's because they didn't talk to everybody, right? So this is lower because we had the no-show rate was higher than I wanted, and there was a lot of reschedules and shit of that nature. But out of the people they talk to, they closed 59%. But then we track how much they follow up. We track their follow-ups and how many calls were booked from the follow-ups. Then we track the objections. So I'm tracking all the leading indicators. And guess what? Here's what it looked like. The lagging indicators. Here's the results. Boom. This month, we collected $800,000, those payment plans and shit of that nature. And I can see how much, what the average sale is, how much commission was paid per call, how much per, we're tracking everything. But these are the results. And I knew these results would be this way, right? You can tell from the leading indicators. It didn't matter if they made their bed or not. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter if they did motherfucking red light therapy or any of that other shit, right? It's all about the leading indicators. For example, let's look at my social media. Last year, I went over 1 million followers on Instagram and over 1 million followers on YouTube. When I hit 1 million followers on Instagram, my girl hit me in the morning. She's like, yo, Brandon, you over 1 million followers. You just got over 1 million. I was like, oh, that's what's up. And I just went about my day. I didn't have to post, with the balloons, 1 million or none of that shit. I didn't throw myself a party or anything because I knew it was going to happen. Why did I know it was going to happen? I tracked the leading indicators. This is a segment of my habit tracker. I track how many YouTube videos were posted that month. I do this every month, but 80% of the days we posted a YouTube video. IG page, this is a little lower than I would like it. I don't like it under 80%, but 74%. The flex pitch, I can't tell you what that is, but it's important. And TikTok, because we're trying to grow this one the most, this is the lowest one, we got 100%. But we tracked it, so I wasn't surprised. Because if I looked at the leading indicators, I knew this was going to happen. Like tracking the leading indicators, the ones that matter, you can predict the future. So I didn't have to throw myself a party when I got over 1 million. I didn't have to make a fucking huge post about it. I knew it was going to happen. It was regular to me. It was yeah, that's exactly what was supposed to happen. And I hope you guys are getting this. You got to focus on what's important. Let's look at health. We kind of touched on this, but if somebody wanted to get in great shape, like this fella, what would they have to do? What are the leading indicators? Calories consumed, calories burned, right? It's all calories in, calories out. They make sure that you want to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, work out each day, how much water they're consuming. If they do all these things, they will get in shape no matter what. It's just biology. It's going to work like that for all mammals. I track that shit every day. This is a part of my habit tracker. So boom, I can see how much protein I got every day. I see how much calories I consume every day. Put it in my fitness pal. How many calories I burn each day. My Oura Ring tracks that, and I wrote it down. Then I have a formula to show if I'm a deficit or a surplus. I track how much water I consume each day. I track the leading indicators and I make sure I hit them. So of course I end up looking like this. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't happen any other way is what I'm trying to say. And it wouldn't matter if I did no fap or not. If you do these things, you're going to hit those. You're going to get in great shape. It can't happen any other way. You ain't got to do no wacky shit to get there. You don't got to do no affirmations, nothing. You ain't got to visualize. You ain't got to fucking read your horoscope. If you hit the leading indicators, you're going to hit the goals, man. It's just mad. It's just mad. Let's look at sexual relationships. Grab that ass right quick, right? So I read this book a long time ago. It was a good book. It's called The 5 Love Languages. It basically said in the book that, there's 5 ways people experience love, but most people have a predominant one. They have a predominant love language. So, for example, my girls, it's quality time. Some people are different. Mine is words of affirmations. I don't need a whole bunch of quality time as long as you tell me I'm the man. You tell me how dope I am all the time. I love you forever. You know what I'm saying? Praise is the way to my heart. Some chicks want you to do shit for them. Acts of service, help them out with shit. Some people you gotta touch them, man. Some people only want that physical touch. Some people you gotta give them gifts. Everyone likes all 5 of these, but everyone has a dominant one. All right, that's what you get from this book, or I learned. So, for example, I found out, my girl's quality time. So what I do, man, I track that shit. I track how much time I spend with her each day. And you see the average 2.7 hours a day for this month. It wasn't as, that's kind of low. Usually it's like 3.5. This is where I like to be. But it wasn't bad, not bad. But I also track other shit. Like I track how much she's tripping. Girlfriend not tripping. she was only tripping 90% of the time this month. If she gets too high, then we gotta have a discussion, And this is good. It's good to have this shit too. Because if she says, "Oh, we're not spending enough time together," like, nah, look, this is me showing her. Nah, see, as you can see, we averaged 2.7 hours per day. So I'll accept your apology now. But you also track other shit like, shit is important to you, how often you have sex, how much head you get, whatever is important to you. One of my sales guys, I won't say his name, but he was having some issues. His sales rate was really dropping. I pulled him aside and said, what's going on with your personal life? He's like, oh yeah, my wife is kind of tripping. I'm like, what's your wife? And I remember his wife's love language was quality time, because I know the love language is all my salespeople's spouses, because if these bitches start tripping, they're going to affect my money. So I got to monitor this shit. So man, I know your wife's love language is quality time, man. When's the last time you went on a date with her, man? He was like, man, September. Mind you, this was last month. It's been like fucking 5-6 months since he took her on a fucking date. Oh, well, it's your fault she's tripping. So we had to put it in the calendar when he was going to start doing shit for her and taking her out and all this shit. And it worked. I had another sales guy. His girl's love language is gifts. And he was like, oh, she's tripping, man. I was like, man, when's the last time you bought her flowers or something? Oh, yeah, it's been a while, man. Like, of course she's tripping, man. She don't feel love because that's how she feels love. So we put it in his calendar to buy her some flowers or some gifts or shit, Yeah, at a cadence we felt like it was appropriate. The bitch ain't been tripping since, man. She ain't been causing us problems. His girlfriend ain't been causing us problems since. Because make no mistake, she starts tripping, that's my problem. Because it's going to affect my money. I got to fix these motherfuckers' relationships so I make more money. That's real shit. Hey, side note. If you're somebody who's really on your grind, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you might, and if you're single, when you're looking for someone to date, you might want to screen for someone whose love language is gifts, because it's easier to buy more shit than it is to get more time. If you can find one that's gifts, then you can just buy her shit, man. Boom, 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 boom. That's way easier. Okay, and then friends and family. I track how much time I spend with my son. Now, my son we don't live in the same state. Me and his mom are together. So I fly to him every other weekend, which is a lot. I don't know a lot of dads who would do that. I didn't spend as much time as I would have liked with him this month, but so I made the adjustments the following month. And this month is crazy because we spent the whole week in Orlando at Disney World and Legoland. So, it's going to be a lot more time now. But I track how much time I spend with my son. I track how much time I spend with my friends, my niece and nephews. If it's important to you, people tell me, man, family is the most important thing. Well, how much time do you spend with your family? Oh, I don't know. It's the most important thing, but you don't know how much time you're doing it. Dumbass. Shut your bitch ass up. fucking hate you. All right. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. It's important you track this shit. One of the greatest business minds, the homie Peter Drucker, and old Pete said, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So if you don't measure the leading indicators, you can't manage it. But the leading indicators literally predict your success. Another great business mind, King Keto, Gymnasium Jesus, said, if you're not tracking, you're slacking, ho. And there's a lot of truth in that statement. Here's one reason why tracking is so important. Something called the Hawthorne effect. Basically says that people perform better when they're being observed. The way Hawthorne found this out, well, there was a researcher named Hawthorne. He had a research team, and this was during the Industrial Revolution, back when Henry Ford and the homies started building factories and shit. And they were trying to figure out why some of these factories with the same amount of people and the same equipment, why some were more productive than others. They had no idea. They were trying to figure out. So Hawthorne and the homies would go to each factory and they would just tell the people, hey, listen, guys, hey, workers, you working motherfuckers. Just keep doing what you're doing. All we're doing to do is observe. Don't change nothing. Guess what? Every time Hawthorne and the homies were at one of these factories, productivity would skyrocket, like hit record numbers. As soon as they left, shit went right back down to normal. Why was it? Because they knew they were being observed. People perform better when they're being observed. You probably had the experience when you were in school. I know, like when I was like in 4th grade, I remember the teacher would lead the class for something. As soon as she leave, man, niggas start rolling blunts, shooting dice, bitches start twerking and shit. And as soon as the teacher comes back, everybody goes back to normal. You probably had similar experience in grade school. That's because people perform better when they're being observed. Now check this out. When you're tracking, you become the observer. It's hard to eat a bunch of bullshit if you know you got to track it. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you have to track that you're not spending time with your girl, you're not spending time on your goals, you have to track it. It's like it's going to force you to start making improvements because you're observing it. And it's taking to the next level, I want to really emphasize that everything is math. I've talked about this before, but how you master any skill. Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. The premise of this book is, if you want to become world-class at anything, an expert at something, it's going to take 10,000 hours of practice at that thing. But you typically don't need 10,000 hours to get good to get as good as you need to something. You don't have to be world class at everything. So 100 hours, I really believe it makes you not bad. You're not good, but you're not bad. 1,000 hours, you're good. 2,000 hours, you're really good. Now you're impressive. 5,000 hours, amazing. Like people's jaw drop, pause when you do the thing. 10,000 hours, you wanted the best in the world. 20,000 hours, you wanted the best of all times. One of the best of all time. Now it's just a math problem where again, everything is math. Also, this is based off, I didn't just make this up. It's based off outliers. There's other books I read on the same topic. One is called The Talent Code. The other one is called Talent is Overrated, and just life experience, Now the numbers you're going to see, I rounded up. It's not 100% accurate. All you fucking math nerds don't be out here trying to fact check me, you fucking dork. But like, listen, you can get 100 hours and be not bad. 1 hour a day is going to take you 3 months. Rounded, obviously, 2 hours a day is going to take you 1.7 months. 3 hours a day, you can get not bad at something in a month. 4 hours a day, 25 days. Boom. Let's say you step it up, like you want to be good. You need 1,000 hours. 1 hour a day, almost 3 years. 2 hours a day, a little over 1 year. 3 hours a day, 1 year. 4 hours a day, 8 months. You can get good at anything. You want to be really good. 1 hour a day is going to take you about 5 years. And this is what's funny, man. People try something once or twice. This is ready to give up quick. You're not supposed to be good, bro. You only did this shit once. You did this shit for a fucking hour. Of course you're not good. 2 hours a day, you get there in 2 points. And I'm not going to go through all this shit. Take a screenshot. It's basically just a math problem at this point. Now, some people will see this and get discouraged. Like, fuck, it's going to take this long. But I think it's encouraging because I actually track the time I put into the skills I'm trying to acquire. If I ever feel like I'm getting frustrated at something, oh man, I'm not good enough. I still suck at this shit. I've been working at this for so long, I still suck. But I can just look at how many hours I've spent on it and I'm like, oh, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be based off the skill and acquisition matrix. And it makes me feel better and it keeps me encouraged, keeps me going. Like, all right, I just got to keep putting in hours and I'll get there. Like, you will get there. It's just math. So what does that mean for me? In practice, I track how much I'm doing. This is much a habit tracker. Practice, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's something I'm working on getting good at. How much I play the guitar, how much I practice Spanish, yo hablar un poquito español. And how much I study each day, study or read each day. And I just track this shit. And then I track it every month, but then I have a master list of, and I look at that versus the skill acquisition matrix and I know where I'm supposed to be. To me, it's encouraging over time. And you may be thinking, man, how do I find out time to do all this? Well, that's easy. If you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know it's about that. The time exercise. Add up how many hours you sleep each day on average. How many hours a week do you sleep on average? So for example, if you sleep 8 hours a night, 7 days a week, what's that, 56 hours? How many hours you work, go to school? Include the commute time if you want. Hey, here's the thing. If your commute time is like fucking an hour or some shit, then you probably need to move, dummy. You know, how many hours a week do you work out? How many hours a week do you spend with your family and your sex partners? And then you add all that up. Like how many times you do this, each of these per week, and how many hours you have. Add that up. Matter of fact, pause this video, add that up. Pause it, then come back. Welcome back. And so now you got to remember, everything's just math. There's 168 hours in each week. So you subtract that number from 168 and you see how many hours you have left per week to actually deploy against your goals. And then it's just a math problem. Then you just got to look at your calendar. This is an old screenshot on my calendar because I made this presentation a while ago. You know, I had every hour accounted for on my calendar. So here's a more recent one. This is like a week. So I account for every hour. So it becomes a math problem. It's like you play Tetris with your time and then you adhere to it and you squeeze it in. But everything's just math. You got 168 hours each week. And now you put the leading indicators in your fucking calendar and you plan out when you're going to do them. And then if you follow this plan, you actually can't lose over time and you can predict the future. And all that fucking bro astrology shit from the beginning wouldn't matter. This is how I made multiple millions of dollars. Didn't have to do no fab, didn't have to make my bed, didn't do no affirmations, no ayahuasca retreats, didn't read my fucking horoscope, didn't collect no crystals, just used fucking math. Everything except for math is debatable. Math, you can't argue with math. I just use math to accomplish my goals. And then I track it. And you can't lose if you do that. That's all you need to do to accomplish your goals. Now I have another video that'll help you put this together, how to set up your habit tracker, how to set up your calendar, and how to actually plan your goals and find the leading indicators. You want to check that out right now.